In the world of drill music, the line between art and survival is razor thin. For many of these young men, music was never just about entertainment or garnering fans. It was a desperate broadcast of the realities they were born into, from gang rivalries to retaliation, neighborhood politics, and even the unethical use of social media, creating a dangerous rush of every lyric becoming a statement, and every statement possibly ending a life.
Was doing all that woofing, he ain't even make it. Melly got shot in the party, started Harlem Shake.
Man, they just killed y'all.
On this episode of the Brutal Murder series, we examine 3 rappers whose deaths were not only violent, but in these cases, captured on video, shared, and remembered for the bloody brutality they caused. What emerges is not just a picture of true crime, but an unsettling pattern of how the digital age gang culture has transformed real street wars into viral tragedies. THF BAYZOO. Living in a gangster's world was fun for as long as possible, as every day seemed like BAYZOO's lucky day until it ended on October 25, 2025, after the rapper was gunned down and killed in Chicago's Little Village neighborhood. And to top it off, BAYZOO's last moments were captured on camera. The attack was described as an ambush in a parking lot in the 3100 block of South St. Louis Avenue, where a vehicle pulled up and opened fire on 3 men. BAYZOO was struck with over 15 rounds of bullets. The other 2 men with him during the ambush survived, but unfortunately, BAYZOO did not. BAYZOO had 2 bullets stuffed in his head, 2 bullets to the abdomen, and 3 gunshot wounds to the back. BAYZOO became the 4th person on the OTF list to be fatally shot, following King Von, OTF Nunu, and LA Capone. BAYZOO's death footage contributed to the shockwave that traveled through the drill community, as his death marked the end of a figure whose presence cast a long shadow over Chicago drill culture. BAYZOO, who was once feared and respected, ended up being ultimately consumed by the same world he once dominated. THF BAYZOO, who was constantly surrounded by danger and crime allegations, was often publicly tied to conflicts involving various STL/EBT and TW affiliates, and BAYZOO's online presence frequently escalated these tensions. His most significant conflicts were rooted in real-life gang affiliations and territory disputes, rather than typical music industry feuds. Some of BAYZOO's gang affiliation beefs include the FBG Duck and the Tuka Gang affiliation saga, when the gangsters from 63rd had it in for the gang members from Dirk's OTF/THF gang, with frequent diss tracks and violence on both sides, including FBG Duck's murder in 2020. THF BAYZOO played a major role in his gang's effort to win the war.
Man, you know, I got baby Gutter from the 6, my blood little brother, you know, he just been gone for 11, he back out here in the field. Got old Murder, THF Kano, y'all already know who this is, your boy THF, Lil Easy, Losty in the building. And that's just Big Handler right there to the left, man. You know, he be off the cameras, you hear me? Yeah.
Another one of BAYZOO's inherited gang beefs was with the Black Disciples gang. The conflict with factions of the Black Disciples gang is rumored to be directly connected to BAYZOO's own shooting death in October 2025. This was allegedly in retaliation for the murder of a BD member named Man Man. BAYZOO went on to participate in other general Chicago gang rivalries connected to his gang till his death. Being linked to a gang is one thing, but for a man like BAYZOO, it was more than that, as the rapper had been arrested multiple times with charges including a murder case and weapons-related charges that stemmed from Chicago's intense gun and gang violence. BAYZOO was previously charged with a gang-related murder of a young man named Dominic Barnes in 2009, but the rapper was acquitted of the murder charge in 2017. Records indicate that the rapper had multiple gun charges in the years following his 2017 murder acquittal.
And on a video, it's showing them hopping out of the cars, getting them out of somebody's vehicle that's not mine. I know was no driver of the vehicle, the car not registered in my name, and they put them on me, blood. Like every gun in that car they put on me out of 25 individuals that was around. You know what I'm saying? So like, That's how I beat it. I went to trial, you feel me? Regardless of what the fuck they found, law is law. I went with a bench this time. I usually be scared of benches, you feel me? But you gotta go by the books.
One of his most widely publicized gun cases came in 2021 when he was arrested after a traffic stop where federal agents recovered multiple firearms. Prosecutors described the rapper as a high-risk figure, though Bayzoo's defense maintained that the weapons did not belong to him. KTS DRE. With mugshots showing the words "Kill to Survive" tattooed on his neck, KTS DRE seemed to have been born for the Chicago street scene. Dre grew up embedded in Chicago's East Side conflicts. The rapper's father and brother were also associated with KTS, a faction known for its deadly rivalries, particularly with sets aligned to NLMB and various North Side crews. Dre, like many drill-era figures, carried the burden of a name whose lifestyle kept him going, from his public image to his tattoos, videos portraying aggression, and an unmistakable aura. Dre made it easy for the world to see the kind of man he was.
You cannot win every battle, man. Sometimes you gotta know when to fold them, man. Sometimes you gotta know when shit bigger than you, man.
Dre thought the most dangerous place to be was on the block, but that was not the case when death came knocking on his door, as the rapper was taken out in an unexpected place. On July 10, 2021, KTS DRE walked out of the Cook County Jail after posting bond on charges of violating a previous bond release in a 2020 gun case. The moment Dre stepped outside the county gates, he walked straight into his killers, who had waited to ambush him right outside the jailhouse. Dre walked with a monitor on his ankle and paperwork in his hand, and even jail officials surrounded him. But the shooters didn't care about witnesses. They stepped out of their vehicle and rapidly opened fire with only one goal, and it was to end Dre's life.
Shootings happened on Saturday evening just before 9. A man named Lundre Sylvester was leaving the jail. He went by the rap name KTS DRE. He'd just been bailed out, and police say he was ambushed by two men who got out of a vehicle near the jail. Sylvester was shot as many as 64 times and pronounced dead at Mount Sinai. A 60-year-old woman who was with him was shot in the knee and taken to Stroger. A second woman in her 30s was standing nearby when that chaos broke out. She suffered a graze wound to the...
Uncountable shots were fired, and this was neither random nor wild. Instead, it was calculated. Dre fell within seconds and was taken to Mount Sinai Hospital. The rapper was pronounced dead after suffering as many as 64 bullet wounds to the head and other parts of his body. While the witnesses screamed, the shooters vanished into the night, and the city understood instantly what had happened. It was clear it was not a random drive-by. It was a clean and brutal execution. KTS DRE moved in a network of conflicts, and while some were personal and some inherited, most of these beefs began years ago when he was still a teenager. One of them was KTS DRE's deep involvement in a long-standing feud between the KTS faction and rival sets, including NLMB affiliates. The beef spanned more than a decade, with casualties on both sides. Reports pointed out that Dre's public persona fueled the beef as he was known for his taunts, music, and social media posts towards his ops, and it often inflamed tensions. Dre's primary rivals were factions aligned with local sets tied to various Gangster Disciples splits and Black Disciples affiliates. On social media, these tensions played out through diss tracks, Instagram lives, friends lost on both sides, and comments that even doubled as coded threats to the other parties.
You couldn't stop it, guys. What is y'all doing?
You couldn't stop it,
So
Reggie
if you one of the guys,
Reggie, remember who you talking to? Reggie, this me and White Boy on here, bro. This ain't
Right.
no shorty to nobody else.
right.
This us. This the ones
Right.
we come around. Everybody get nervous.
Everybody.
So
What you saying?
that you put yourself in business ain't had nothing to do. Look, that's like this. Watch this, Reggie Mo. Hey, White Boy, if you'd have knew right now today what he was gonna do, he'd have got that shit in that car with him. He'd have got his shit took to him.
You hear me?
If we didn't know what you was gonna do, you would have failed victim.
Dre's arrest history reads like a timeline of a life lived under tension. It was no coincidence that the rapper, who had lived all his life in the midst of violence, was a frequent offender. Dre faced multiple gun charges, assault allegations, probation violations, and was frequently monitored for suspected involvement in shootings tied to KTS. The Chicago Police Department considered him a figure whose movements could shift the tone of a block. Dre was never the type to shy away from fighting for his territory, even when he knew it could put him in trouble. Dre also had his personal crimes that were not related to his gang affiliation. In the months before his death, Dre was locked up on a weapons case, one of several firearm-related charges. He bonded out more than once, only to be rearrested on technical violations. Each arrest made the rapper more visible and boosted his ego in the hood.
You a bitch. You a fucking girl. He a fucking girl. That's a lady, bro. Look at him, folks. Just can't stop smiling, y'all. He think he cute. He think he cute.
Dre's visibility soon became lethal as he carried himself like someone untouchable. The rapper went on Instagram live streams, posting taunts, reminding rivals that KTS was still active. To some, the rapper was a fearless soldier, while to his rival gangs, he was a marked man. The city simply waited to see which version would catch up with him first, and the answer did not take forever to arrive. In the end, KTS Dre lived and died inside the violent world he rose from, where enemies keep track of everything, from your online posts to the exact hour you walk out of jail. The rapper's murder became one of the most infamous gang assassinations of the 2020s. Indian REDBOY. The rise of Indian REDBOY in the gang world came after the murder of rapper Nipsey Hussle in 2019 had destabilized dynamics between several sets. Street-level conflicts over murals, disrespect, and social media taunting reached new highs, and Indian REDBOY, still young, stepped into that world just as the pressure was beginning to boil. Though he was known for his personality, Rivera's identity became tied to the Inglewood family bloods. In early 2021, a controversy involving a vandalized Rollins 60 Crips mural ignited chaos. The mural honored Nipsey Hussle, and desecrating it was a grievous sin as it was a direct challenge to Nipsey's gang. Videos circulated online showing members of the Inglewood family disrespecting the mural. Although Indian REDBOY wasn't seen in the viral clip, his association alone was dangerous, and that put Indian REDBOY in trouble. When online clips began spreading, the rapper's name became tied to one of the most dangerous beefs of the year. Conversations started behind the scenes, threats circulated in DMs, and tension followed him everywhere he went. To the public, these were just social media moments, but the streets had a different meaning to them. They were declarations of war. On July 8, 2021, everything went sour for the rapper. Indian REDBOY sat in the car that he parked inside the 1700 block of Shadron Avenue, speaking on Instagram Live with Capone. The tone of the conversation was light and playful. Nothing about the stream suggested danger, but it soon changed. In a few minutes, there was a subtle shift as the rapper's eyes drifted off screen and his smile faded. Sounds of bullets tear through the car window, but it was not only the sound, the bullets followed too, making the rapper jerk violently as the shots hit him, the phone shaking but still recording. More shots followed, and the rapper slumped sideways. By the time first responders arrived, he was pronounced dead at the scene. Detectives would later say the shooter likely knew Rivera's exact location before they struck. Many believed someone tipped them off, perhaps someone close to him, perhaps someone watching the live stream, but no arrests were ever made.
Wasn't niggas from Hollywood pick a Blood Gang, Cat Williams?
Yeah, I was, but on Blood Gang, look, I'm gonna tell you like this.
It don't matter, Blood don't mean
In a world where Instagram live streams double as surveillance, the rapper's death became a warning that enemies are no longer restricted by geography, but only by the strength of privacy. KASHOUT 4E. In the Bronx drill scene, where lines are drawn block by block and diss tracks become ammunition, the rapper found himself entangled in feuds that concerned his factions, which transformed into personal disputes and online taunts. A few of his early tracks contained jabs at unnamed rivals, coded references that only people from the neighborhood could understand. Street blogs later speculated that at least one of these rivalries turned into something more volatile, a kind of slow-building hostility that didn't always explode in the studio, but lingered in the background of everyday movements. All of those threads, the arrests, the tension, the unspoken alliances converged on the day he died, July 2025. The Cash Out 4E's livestream tragedy started from the camera shaking from the moment the livestream began. A witness described hearing a shout about money that escalated into someone grabbing Cash Out 4E, pulling him toward the curb. The phone catches only fragments of a face, a shirt, the blur of a hand. The live stream still breaking soon captured a moment of chaos where Cash Out 4E was stumbling backward, blood spreading across his clothes, and the cameraman swearing as he tried to keep his balance. In the final seconds before the stream ended, Cash Out 4E collapsed on the pavement and his body twisted as he lost control. Paramedics rushed him to Jacobi Medical Center, but he didn't survive the hour. The case stayed open. No suspects publicly identified, no motive confirmed. What remained was the video that showed the raw, unfiltered documentation of the rapper's life ending in real time. Do you think these drill rappers deserve to go out that way? Let us know in the comments section. See you on the next Brutal Murder episode. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and tog on that notification bell.